Hey guys, what's up? It's me back again for another review. For this time, I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't care what anybody says. This movie is the best. This movie is called Four Brothers. Now, it's basically John Singleton's. It's basically my favorite John Singleton movie of all time. I mean, I have seen his other stuff like Too Fast, Too Furious, and Baby Boy, I'm assuming, but this one is my favorite. This film is basically the best movie ever I've ever seen, the best movie ever written. I was always watching this movie like multiple times in high school and elementary school. Like it's that good to me. I mean, this movie is all about family. It's all about four adopted, one real firstborn from the mother, and three adopted brothers. That has three adopted brothers. This action crime movie is my favorite one. It's actually my favorite movie, right up there with Takers and Crash. I just never get tired of watching this. I always have fun watching it with friends or by myself or whatever. Um, this movie stars Mark Wahlberg, and Mark Wahlberg was really crazy in this movie. He plays Bobby Mercer. He plays this crazy SOB that just doesn't care. He just doesn't give a shit. He just wants the answers to his mom's death right away. And yes, he is trouble. Same with see this other actor, Tyrese Gibson. He's also in the same league as Bobby Mercer. You know, Angel Mercer. Yeah, those two are the only ones that are mostly the most trouble. And the other two brothers that are not trouble is, you know, Jeremiah Mercer, played by Andre Benjamin, who from, as Andre 3000. And the other brother is Jack Mercer, played by Garrett Hedlund, the guy from Tron Legacy, of course. Yeah, so it's basically these two are not alike. There's two brothers that are trouble. There's two other brothers that are not trouble at all. They're basically just want to not get into any trouble. They're living peacefully. They saying you have a popular hockey player. I'm assuming that Bobby Mercer is some popular some aggressive hockey player from Missouri, from Detroit, Missouri. And yes, this movie takes place in Detroit. So basically, it's and then you got this other brother who's supposed to be a a soldier coming back from the war, coming back from the military, and he missed his flight, and he couldn't make it to his mom's funeral. And the other guy is a man who has a family. He's married with children, stuff like that. And the other last guy, which is Jack, is a music artist in a band. I basically have watched this so many times that I basically know exactly what the plot is. It's basically that their brothers have returned home for their mom's funeral and discover she was murdered, leading them to take matters into their own hands to find their killers. You know, so basically, they want justice for their past for the mother that died in that little um, convenience store where she was basically spot along with the guy working over there, and then you had a couple of hoodlums that wanted to take this that killed them, and that killed the mother too. Evelyn Mercer. Yeah. So they basically, basically the four guys. These guys basically just came back and come back, return home, and basically wanted to find out how their mom passed, how their mom died, how she was killed, and that they basically were trying to find evidence and who's the one behind it. Um, so it's basically just trying to, I guess in a way that there's basically they were trying to find others, like to help with the investigation of the murder at that time at night. And when it comes to like Bobby Mercer, which is played by Mark Wahlberg, I think Mark Wahlberg in this movie was really insane. Like this guy would do anything to avenge his mom's death. And yeah, he's a complete dick to his younger brother Jack. At the time when he was still around with them. I mean, because I don't know, it's just a big brother, little brother thing, I guess. I mean, sometimes, families like that, always picking on your younger brother. The big brother always picking on the younger brother, stuff like that, because they're morons some other times, and they're pain in the butt. But I guess that's the reason why. Just watching them do whatever, watching them do bullshitting, drinking, basically even I thought it was enjoyable. Making a few penis jokes and sexual jokes here and there. Yeah, that's very edgy. So this movie is, I think it's based on the 70s. I think this is based on the 70s. I'm assuming because when you see the black dudes with afros, you can totally tell it's definitely the 70s. And basically having this whole soundtrack is incredible too. Like you have a bunch of 70s music, maybe a few rap songs, because this movie's a I guess this movie is a gangster movie, you know. And for some reason you have a rock song in this album, in this movie too. I don't know, maybe it's for the white boys, I'm assuming, but especially at the part when you got the brothers drinking, and you got that rock song playing in the background. Is that for the white people? Is that for the white guys, the white brothers, and the black brothers is for the rap and that 70s music? Anyway, it still fits regardless. So I mean, I don't understand why it's basically low rated, or not, like 3 stars. It's like 3 stars. When I look at the reviews of 3 stars, I kind of unfair with this one. They're kind of, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 3 stars. It should be 5 stars. It should be five. This movie is the best. This movie is amazing. I mean, it should be 5 stars. I don't understand the low ratings. It was great. It was fantastic. It's just something that I never get tired of. Go in my notes real quick, see what I wrote. This movie is like the fun 60s, 70s like movie. Revenge is sweet. Well, it's not revenge. It's actually justice. Justice is sweet. Pun intended, because you have the bad guy, Victor Sweet, who basically is the one behind, the thing that happened with their mother's death, and sending all these thugs to take down the rest of the Mercers, I'm assuming. Um, this is basically a great 60s, 70s type film. Okay, the endless theme of the small town terrorized by a villain and rise to justice of the people involved. You know, I mean, I'm kind of unfair with the man, but it's true. It isn't it. He's always cast into old looking movies or remakes. I actually like how he's playing. I think he is a reasonable actor and he has potential beyond the action movies in which we've become accustomed to seeing him. The plot is quite simple. Adoptive mother for in town saint gets killed by thugs, which I will explain. The four brothers kick ass accordingly. Uh, but beyond the obvious cliche, the movie was quite good. But actors played well. The feelings were nicely transmitted to the audience, and the details were realistic enough and emotion conveying. Actually, for this kind of movie, I'm ready to grade high. The only bad thing about the films were the villains, unconvincing small time crooks that suddenly have the power to hire people with steer Agua rifles and other high powered weapons. Unconvincing crooked up cop who has no motive for actually being corrupt in the end. The movie's rather relaxing considering we never meet anything unexpected. I mean, this movie is refreshing, you know. Yeah, as for the villains, I'm not really so familiar. I'm not really that into the so called the dirty cop. Detective Fowler, who's a two faced and basically is a dirty cop that was behind of it all. That even Terrence Howard's character, his name Green Detective Green, I'm assuming Lieutenant. That basically he found out in the surveillance that he was behind it the whole time. He was a part of this. He was part of this setup. And basically, as soon as he found out, he met him again at the pool table, and then he just basically tries to play along at first, but then starts to snap on him and says, "You are a dirty cop. You're a dirty cop. You're busted." And then as soon as he comes out with his leg hurt, he tries to kill him so that they don't show the evidence of his of what he done. And basically shot his partner down. He basically just he just basically pretends that it was a shootout against gangsters. Just kind of a pussy move or whatever, but whatever. I never liked this fucking asshole. It sucks. Um, and as for you have some great scenes with Jack. Jack Mercer. That he was like this rebellious looking character where he's basically very quiet at times and tries to be like a little the opposite of Bobby Mercer. But the sad part is that he had to die so young because of that knocking on the door thing. He heard the door knocking, then you got this asshole saying, giving him the finger, saying, "Your mother is a whore," and he says, "I'll fuck you up if you say that again." And then he throws a snowball in his face, and then he just runs to him, and then immediately he basically tries to shoot him down wearing a fucking Jason ski mask, and then he lays down helpless while the other thugs came out and started shooting and started trying to hunt down all the Mercers. Yeah, that's pretty sad. I mean, this he was a real awesome character. Too bad he had to be dead so goddamn soon. For those of you who are saying that people, for those of you who are saying that this movie that it should have been a TV film, I'm sorry, man. I don't agree with you at all. This movie had every right to be on screen because it's John Singleton. The one that gave us Too Fast, Too Furious, and Baby Boy, right? Those made it to the big screen. So how come this doesn't get to be in the big screen? It's a success, commercial success. This movie is very refreshing. A movie that actually exceeded my expectations. If you ever have told me that I would end up really liking a movie starring Marky Mark from the Funky Bunch and the lead singer of Outkast, aka Andre 3000, the perpetrators of one of the most annoying songs in recent history. Yeah, hey, yeah, that is one of the most annoying songs. Really, this was all over the radio. This is back in 03 or something. And I would have laughed right in your face. Come on. A movie with three rappers. Tyrese throws down the rhymes. Yo. There's no way I would have expected that to satisfy my entertainment needs, but I'm man enough to admit that I would have been wrong. Four Brothers is a gritty, testosterone fueled crowd please that mixes drama, action, humor. If you're looking for something light and fluffy, that keep on looking because you won't find it here. But if you're in the mood to see some bad guys get pumped full of bullets and fists, with this will put a smile on your face, which it has put a smile on my face. When I first saw this movie in 2006 and 2010 and 2013, I've seen it multiple times over the years. So I'm guessing this is my own nostalgia, but I love it more than just nostalgia. It's just such a great movie to me. The audience of the screening I attend was clapping and cheering throughout the movie. You have thought we were at a wrestling match. This movie plays a bit like a western movie. A wrong is done. A pose seeks to get revenge against the wrongdoers, and the wrongdoers are painted in such an unlikable fashion that you're just begging for them to taste a little vigilante justice. As for the good guys, well, they fall under the anti-hero moniker. They aren't scared to sidestep the law in order to get what they're after. But within the context of the movie, you can't really blame the motives. Their mother, I mean, you cannot blame their motives. Their mother adopted them when nobody else wanted anything to do with them. They were considered lost causes, yet she took them in, gave them a family, and put her faith in them. They didn't turn out to be saints, but as one cop says, their congressmen compared to what they would have been now their mother, just an old lady always trying to do good, is dead and cops don't seem to be doing anything about it. Wrongs have been made right, and the brothers decide they're the ones that have to make it right. This is one of those movies that I figured that I basically enjoyed. But I walked out of the, excuse me, um, I mean, it's a rare that I find such a diamond in the rough, so I savor it as if I'm save it as I'm Rush Schneider in a stupid movie convention. Just a little joke. One reason I had my doubts going in as I was feared and might be might be drowned in loud, annoying hip hop stylings. Plus, every Outkast song I've ever heard was made want to gouge my eardrums with a letter opener. So I figured the worst from Andre Benjamin. How annoying is this guy going to be? I asked myself, but all my fears were unfounded. Instead, we're surrounded by a world of crook cops, bad guys who wear men furs, surprisingly good acting. Not surprisingly, it was good acting. Believable chemistry, a couple of supplemental twists, and a really cool car chase on ice. I'm always up for a good revenge flick, and I'm happy to report that this is one exceeded my expectations. As for gist, are you easily offended by violent revenge flicks? Then use your common sense and skip out Four Brothers. But if that sounds like your kind of movie, when I think you'll find this one works great within the genre. Well, I basically have recorded this review way too long. It's past 20 minutes now. So yeah, I have to say that this movie is really good. This movie is incredible. I basically I'm still gonna watch it a few more times. There's this one deleted scene that I thought was funny that didn't make it to the movie, where you have Bobby Mercer and Jeremiah making fun of Jack for wearing a tongue ring in the middle of his tongue, saying that he's gay. And he said that sounded pretty gay. If you ain't gay, why do you have a tongue ring in the middle of your tongue? And then they started laughing at him, and he started walking out and all embarrassed and angry and stuff like that. And he's like, "I'm just joking, Jack. That tongue looks very masculine. Just bring out that bird. I'll let you wear my jacket." That scene, deleted scene, is funny, but why isn't it in the movie? Was it gonna piss some people off? I don't really know, but I just thought it was funny. Anyways, this is my review for Four Brothers. You know, I actually, I actually was, I remember back in the old days that I thought there was going to be some kind of a sequel in this movie, or maybe Hollywood themselves are not really interested in making a sequel of this movie or whatever. There were rumors, but they're basically it might not be possible for all I know. Anyways, this is my review for Brothers. Hope you enjoy. Stay tuned for more reviews coming out. See ya.